Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. We have WWE Night of Champions this coming Sunday live on the WWE Network. NoDQ.com, of course, will have your live coverage. With that being said, let's get down to your questions here from Twitter.com/AaronRift. And I apologize, I am very backed up on questions here, but got some regarding Raw and other topics. First one today comes from Tim at Yankees425. Why did WWE not tell us the third member for Roman and Dean's partner? I am assuming that they want to have a hook for the Night of Champions pay-per-view. They want people to have a reason to tune in, and that's why they're building up this surprise. Now, I think at this point WWE needs to deliver with a big mystery partner. The fact that they're teasing it and not announcing it on Raw will make fans speculate, and there'll be all this buzz about it. If it ends up being somebody like Rowan this Sunday, a lot of people are going to be disappointed. I think WWE has to have somebody big in that role. It could very well end up being Randy Orton, but I think WWE needs to go even bigger. There is speculation that perhaps The Rock will appear, and I'll get to that in a second here. I got this question here from Camo King Chris. Who do you think Dean and Roman Reigns' partner is? There is a lot of speculation that The Rock could very well end up being the partner, but then again, there was also speculation that he was going to be at SummerSlam, and that never ended up coming to be. The Rock would be huge. If The Rock shows up, that would definitely live up to expectations as far as a mystery partner goes. I don't understand the booking with Randy Orton, because if Randy Orton was not going to be part of this Night of Champions match, he should have gotten a far worse beatdown than what he got. It was basically your standard Shield beatdown, and now Randy Orton has been apparently written off television because he wants to take time off. I just figured if that was the case and he wanted time off, that they would have just utterly destroyed him. There's still a possibility it will be Randy Orton. That would not surprise me. I think The Rock would be your best bet, or somebody else. Maybe bring up Samoa Joe to the main roster. That would be huge. But if they have Rowan come out, fans are not going to be happy about that. One would think if Rowan was going to be the third guy, they would have just announced that on Raw, because that's not going to get people all that much excited for the match. So let's hope that it's somebody big, and WWE doesn't fail to have a good surprise entrant in the match this Sunday at Night of Champions. Alright, this one comes from Big Ryan. Is it me, or was the Kevin Owens Ryback segment the most boring segment in WWE history? It was horrible. Your thoughts? I have no idea what WWE is doing with Ryback right now. It's just not working with him as IC champion. In the last couple weeks, it seems like they're trying to turn Ryback into this modern day version of The Rock. They have him coming out with these cheesy lines and comedy and trying to have Ryback be a stand-up comic. It's not working. It doesn't fit his character. It doesn't feel authentic, and his delivery isn't that good. That's another big problem. Kevin Owens coming out wasn't even enough to save that segment. It was pretty dreadful, I have to say. But I am looking forward to the match and the possibility of Kevin Owens becoming IC champion, and I'll talk about that more in the upcoming predictions video on NoDQ.com. Alright, this one comes from Beast Slayer. Don't you think it was a giant middle finger to the fans when WWE booked Nikki Bella versus Charlotte for the title? I figured it was going to happen where Nikki Bella would break the record. I was not shocked that that happened. I think it was cheap to do the finish that they did. If Nikki was going to break the record, then you might as well go all out. Let her beat Charlotte, or they should have put somebody else in there against Nikki Bella and had Nikki Bella win clean, so at least she could say that she earned it. She won the match, and because she won the match cleanly, she got to break the record. The way they did it was really cheap. It doesn't make the title any more prestigious. She broke the record because of the outside interference in the DQ. It was really lame. It doesn't do anything for the title. Doesn't do anything for Nikki. Doesn't do anything for Charlotte. Doesn't do anything for the revolution of the Divas. So all in all, it was bad booking, but once again, not surprised. And I got this one here from Kayfabe Quick. With Nikki Bella now the longest reigning Divas champion, has the Divas revolution completely failed now? Well, now that WWE got what they wanted with Nikki Bella breaking AJ Lee's record, so they never have to mention CM Punk or AJ Lee again, you know, that's a theory that's out there at least. Now that that has happened, I think that Nikki will be losing the title very soon. Will it happen at Night of Champions? That remains to be seen, but one would think that she's going to lose the title very soon now, and WWE will continue to go forward with this Divas division and build one of the NXT Divas as the new face of the Divas division. This one comes from Jason Allen. Do you think WWE should bring back gimmicks like they had used before on Raw, like Raw Roulette, People Power, Draft, and the Bra and Panty? I think you meant Bra and Panties match and the Draft/brand split. I would like to see something different. I like the idea of every now and then bringing back an old routine like the Raw Roulette, whatever I called it. I'd like to see WWE come up with some new concepts that we haven't seen before. And it's hard. In this day and age, it's hard to come up with something that hasn't already been done. But I would like to see more of that, and that's why WWE needs better creative. They need people that have some fresh ideas that can come up with these new concepts and new matches and new storylines and just change it up from the usual stuff that we've seen year in and year out. If you want to bring back some of these old concepts, you know, the brand extension, we've been talking about that for months now, even years, the idea of bringing it back. I just don't know if it would work. Maybe you could have NXT as the new main brand to compete with Raw. I don't know, but like I said, I would prefer if they came up with some new concepts for their shows instead of just relying on the past all the time. And this one comes from @the_stooge_dude. With Eric Bischoff involved in the new Monday Night War DVD, do you see him making a return to WWE TV? I think there's a very decent chance. And I've heard speculation that he will be possibly on Stone Cold's podcast coming up in the near future. And to me, that would be very interesting, because Eric Bischoff was the head of WCW and Austin was the WWE's top star, and we know about the big story with Austin and Bischoff, which led to Austin's release from WCW in '95. That would be a very interesting conversation between the two of them, and them talking about the Monday Night War. I could definitely see Bischoff appearing on WWE television again. I think it's inevitable. I'm sure he'll show up one day, you know, go into the Hall of Fame, all that good stuff. I definitely think we have not seen the last of Eazy-E in a WWE ring. Whether that's a good or bad thing, that depends if you're an Eric Bischoff fan. And I got another one here from Beast Slayer. What do you think of an I Quit match between Lesnar and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32? That is very interesting. I always like the idea, though, of a John Cena versus Undertaker I Quit match at WrestleMania when The Undertaker had his streak going. Imagine that. The guy that never gives up, never quits versus the streak. That would have been epic, but WWE never did that match. Lesnar and Taker, a submission match. I think that would be very interesting. I would definitely consider doing that. I like the idea, and it would add a lot of intrigue and really settle the feud once and for all, where one guy gives up to the other one. Who will actually give up? That would be a very interesting match to watch. And this one comes from J-Ro. Why do the Authority, Bellas, and Big Show turn back and forth so inconsistently? Would you consider them tweeners? I'm not really sure what I would consider them. I wouldn't consider them tweeners because WWE doesn't know how to write a tweener character. I mean, a tweener character is supposed to be a shade of gray where there's no clear good direction, no clear bad direction. The thing is, one week Big Show's doing something totally heelish. The next week he's a beloved babyface hugging kids and smiling and all that stuff. And, you know, that's not being a tweener. That's just the writers not having a damn clue as to what they're doing. A great tweener was like Stone Cold in early '97 when he came out and he was getting cheered by some fans, getting booed by some fans, but it wasn't really clear if this guy's a good guy or a bad guy. You take him for what he is. And he just went out there and did his thing, and as it turns out, the fans got more and more behind him, and he became a babyface in the end. So yeah, that's my take on the whole tweener situation in WWE and the characters going back and forth. And got this question here from Telvin. What are your thoughts on the Mrs. Hollywood gimmick? First it was very cool, but then he started wearing dresses. Please answer in video. Well, I like to refer to him as the great Miz Hollywood with that whole get-up he has. I think it's lame. I mean, at least it's something for him to do. I like his line, when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Other than that, I mean, he really serves no purpose than to just host the Miz TV segments. He's really become a parody of himself, and, you know, him referencing being in the main event at WrestleMania. It's just ridiculous now. So yeah, the Miz is there for comic relief, and he does it fine, whatever, and that's the purpose that he serves on WWE programming. And Brett wants to know, what's your take on Owen Hart finally getting a WWE DVD in December? I am really happy about it. I hope that it lives up to expectations. You know, I am concerned because of Bret Hart's recent comments talking about how much Martha Hart has tried to stop the project from happening, and there's certain photos that WWE cannot use. I think that really sucks. I think for Owen Hart fans, it's a letdown. I hope WWE could still put out a really strong DVD release for Owen Hart. And you know, the whole thing with Martha Hart, I mean, everyone has to respect her wishes, but on the other hand, fans want to remember Owen Hart. They want to celebrate his life, and they want to be able to have this material to look at and view and share with other people. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. Maybe one day she'll ease up a little bit, and you know, WWE will be able to do a full-fledged tribute to Owen Hart and for Owen's fans. And last question here, should People Power return to WWE TV? No. That'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe at youtube.com/NoDQCAW, and stay tuned to NoDQ.com for full coverage of WWE Night of Champions.